there, Buttercups. Your resident T-Bell here. Welcome to Hark, 'tis the T-Bill. Let's dive in for that tea today, huh? Why do we spend one day every year trying to fool each other? In this episode, we will dive into the surprising and sometimes bizarre history behind April Fool's Day. From a calendar mix-up in the 16th century France to ancient Roman festivals full of disguises and laughter, the origins of this mischievous holiday may go back further than you think. We'll also explore the science of why people love pranks, why others absolutely detest them, and how April became the perfect month for playful chaos. Along the way, we'll uncover famous pranks that fooled millions, including the legendary spaghetti tree hoax and the time a fast food chain claimed it bought the Liberty Bell. Plus, we'll look at how different cultures celebrate April Fool's Day, from Scotland's Hunt the Gawk Day to the paper fish tradition in France. Now, whether you love a clever prank or dread April 1st every year, this episode reveals how history, psychology, and springtime mischief all come together to create one of the world's most unusual holidays. Get ready for laughs, surprises, and a few historical twists, because the story of April Fool's Day might just fool you. Okay, so we're going to start with some facts about April that we probably should know, right? So, April is obviously the fourth month of the year in the Gregorian calendar and has 30 days. The name April comes from the Latin word aprire, meaning to open, referring to flowers and trees opening in spring. In the Northern Hemisphere, April is spring, a season associated with renewal, growth, and unpredictability, perfect for pranks and playful energy. In the Southern Hemisphere, April marks autumn, with cooler temperatures and falling leaves. April showers bring May flowers, which may explain the playful, unpredictable nature of April Fool's Day. Now, some holidays and observances we have are April Fool's Day, obviously, on April 1st. Easter is sometimes celebrated in April. Earth Day is April 22nd, which is a holiday that promotes environmental awareness. April 10th is National Siblings Day. Administrative Professionals Day is celebrated on the last Wednesday of April. And some other quirky observations would be like National Pet Day on April 11th, National Grilled Cheese Day, April 12th, and National High Five Day, third Thursday in April. And then we find ourselves diving down the symbols of, say, April, right? Its birthstone is diamond, which symbolizes strength, eternal love, and clarity. The birth flowers of April are daisies, which symbolize innocence, purity, and cheerfulness, and sweet pea, symbolizing blissful pleasure and goodbyes. Now, people born in April are often associated with qualities like optimism, creativity, and adaptability. Now, meteor showers, the Lyrid meteor shower actually peaks in April, and it offers a dazzling night sky display. Now, the famous saying, April showers bring May flowers, it actually refers to the rain in April nourishing spring growth. Interestingly, April has historically had several major earthquakes worldwide, though no causal link exists. It's just a curious seasonal coincidence, if you will. Alright, now some cultural and historical facts. In ancient Rome, April was dedicated to Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. And April was actually the traditional start of the fiscal and legal year in some European countries in the Middle Ages. Now, there are some famous events in April history, such as the Titanic sinking on April 15th in 1912, Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, April 4th in 1968, First Flight of Concorde, April 9th of 1969. Some quirky and random facts, which of course we have to have. April is recognized as National Poetry Month in the United States, celebrating poets and their work. The first human spacewalk occurred in April of 1965 during the Voskhod 2 mission. The world's funniest month? For the April Fool's Day, this month has a reputation for humor, mischief, and unexpected surprises. We now get into the origins of April Fool's Day. Okay. One of the most widely cited origins traces back to France in 1582. So, France had switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar following Pope Gregory the 13th's reform. The new calendar moved the start of the year from April 1st to January 1st. Those who continued celebrating the new year in April were mocked as fools and called April Fools. And that's when people would play practical jokes on them, from sending them on fake errands to harmless trick gifts, right? Now, some scholars are going to argue that the tradition actually goes back even further to ancient Roman festivals. Hilaria, celebrated around March 25th, involved disguises, jokes, and general merrymaking. People would dress in costumes, mock fellow citizens, and play tricks, celebrating the end of winter and the coming of spring. Now, in medieval Europe, festivals and feast days often included pranks and role reversals. Feast of Fools, celebrated in parts of France and England. This involved mock ceremonies, costume, and humorous role reversals. Common people might pretend to be nobility, and the clergy might be playfully parodied. Now, some historians believe that April Fool's Day is tied to the unpredictable weather of early spring. Sudden showers, sunny spells, and changing temperatures made life tricky, so pranks were a way to laugh at the uncertainty. Spring has always been a season of renewal, mischief, and celebration, and it was perfect for playful pranks. Now, the spread of this is actually incredible. By the 18th century, April Fool's Day had spread to Britain, Scotland, and beyond. Now, in Scotland, it was originally called Hunt the Gawk Day, where gawk meant a fool or a cuckoo bird. People were sent on foolish errands, really. The pranks were usually lighthearted, but some could involve elaborate setups, like fake news or absurd public announcements. Springtime mischief. Some suggest is tied to the start of spring, a season of renewal and light-hearted chaos. Now, there are some famous pranks in history, such as the spaghetti tree hoax in 1957. The BBC aired a segment showing Swiss farmers harvesting spaghetti from trees, and many viewers believed it. In 1996, Taco Bell claimed it bought the Liberty Bell and renamed it. Americans were fooled and hungry. Google's never-ending April Fools. From Google Gulp energy drinks to mic drop in email and Gmail, Google has a long tradition of fooling the internet. Now, some pranks have gone wrong, okay? In 2017, a prank involving fake lottery tickets in the UK led to several people losing money thinking they had won. In 2015, a student prank in the US caused a fake fire alarm that led to injuries as people rushed out of the building. So not all pranks are good, okay? Now, some fun facts and variations around the world. In France and Belgium, people tape a paper fish on someone's back. In Scotland, there's a 2-day celebration. First day is Hunt the Gawk, and the second is Taily Day. And it focuses on pranks involving the backside, like whoopee cushions. In Iran and India, some argue the idea of trickery festivals exist in Nowruz, and other spring celebrations around the world. Now, there are some tips for safe and fun pranking, okay? Keep it harmless. Avoid pranks that could hurt someone physically or emotionally or mentally. And consider a virtual prank. Tech jokes can be clever and funny. So, April Fool's is really a mix of calendar quirks, ancient springtime festivals, medieval mischief and role reversals, and human love for laughter and playful surprise. It's essentially history's way of giving us permission to be silly every spring. Buttercups, I pose this question to you. April Fool's Day. Do you love it or do you hate it? We are going to get into the rabbit hole of why some people love and why some people hate April Fool's Day. So why do some people just love April Fool's Day? Well, they love the thrill and the surprise of it, right? They are thrill seekers. People who typically enjoy novelty and unpredictability tend to find joy in harmless pranks. Psychologists call this sensation positive arousal, the rush of adrenaline when something unexpected happens. Humor appreciation. Those with a high sense of humor, particularly playful or observed humor, often enjoy clever pranks. And laughing at harmless tricks releases dopamine, creating a positive reinforcement for enjoying these pranks, right? When you participate in lighthearted pranks, that can actually strengthen social bonds and shared experiences. For many, it's a playful ritual that fosters group cohesion. And there is a creative outlet to it all. Planning and executing pranks satisfies creativity and problem solving instincts. People who love imaginative challenges may use April 1st as a chance to flex their strategic thinking skills. Now, why do some people hate April Fool's Day? Well, there could be a fear of betrayal or distrust. Prank can actually trigger feelings of being deceived, which activates stress responses in some people. And you can't easily know how much of a stress response some people will have. And those who value predictability or have a high need for control may feel anxious or unsafe. There could be negative experiences and past trauma. So, individuals who have been humiliated or bullied in the past may react strongly to pranks. Even well meaning pranks and jokes can act as triggers for past trauma or social anxiety. Now, there are also personality factors. People high in neuroticism or low in openness to experience may dislike surprises or disorder. They may experience pranks as stressors rather than fun. In workplace or public anxiety, when pranks occur in a professional or high stakes environment, they can feel inappropriate or threatening. This can trigger heightened vigilance and dislike of this holiday. Surprise elements. So let's get into some of the possible triggers that you should be aware of. So surprise elements. Unexpected pranks can trigger stress or startle responses. Humiliation. Pranks that make someone look foolish in public can cause shame or embarrassment. Trust violations. Deception among close friends or family may lead to relational tension. Relational tension. Sorry, y'all. And timing and context. So pranks during high stress periods, such as work deadlines and personal stress, can worsen reactions. So to balance the fun and sensitivity of it all, you should keep pranks harmless and inclusive. Avoid humiliating, fear-inducing, or dangerous pranks. Know your audience. Some friends or coworkers may love jokes. Others may prefer a stress-free day. Embrace the spirit of fun, not at the expense of someone's comfort. And as a person who absolutely detests April Fool's Day, I understand what it means for all of this, right? And the fact is that there are people who would prefer that you leave them out of it. And I believe that as a person who respects other people's wishes and boundaries, you should leave them out of it. Don't prank them, leave them alone. And if you know someone loves it, then prank them. But at the end of the day, you can't blame anybody but yourself if you don't listen to that boundary. Just a thought. And buttercups, that brings us to the end of today's episode on the origins of April Fool's Day. From ancient festivals and medieval traditions to modern internet hoaxes, this holiday reminds us that laughter, surprise, and a little mischief have always been a part of human culture. Whether you enjoy clever pranks or prefer to stay on guard on April 1st, one thing is certain: people have been fooling each other for centuries. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow the podcast so you never miss a new story from the rabbit holes that we just go down. And if you're planning a prank this April Fool's Day, remember, keep it harmless, keep it fun, and maybe double check your spaghetti trees. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next episode. Buttercups, I thank you for listening and for being a part of this journey with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you have a great week ahead. Now, should you have any questions, comments, or, maybe future topics, you can email me at harktisthetbell@gmail.com. You can locate me on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube. And please remember that this is a one-woman show. So, as we go on this journey together, you are growing as I grow. But until next time, buttercups.